Hey, we did it. We did it. Yeah! It never gets old. This is as wonderful a thing as you could ever have.
Are they doing it right?
Yeah, they doing it right. Let them do it. I told them, man, they're going to party like it's 1999. That's what it feels like.
Nothing you can explain. This is just you got to live this right now. You got to live the moment. And that's what we're doing right now. You know, we're living the moment.
It doesn't get any better than it is right now. Right now. It's wonderful.
Kicks and he fires. Rose swing.
This team reminds me of the Pirate team in the regard of them never really being out of a ball game, regardless if they're down 6, 7 runs. They seem to have awareness of being able to come back. And you do that when you're a tightly knit club, you know, because you pick each other up and, you know, if one guy fails, the other guy seems to have the knack to pick him up. They came back from gangs this year where they were totally out of the gang. It appeared early in the gang, and they always came back. And that shows unity, you know, and guys having a never die type attitude. And I think this team has a never die type attitude. It begins with the manager, and it carries down to the leadership on this team, which is Brandon Phillips and Votto and Johnny Gomes, who's my favorite player. But I think it starts with the manager and it filters down to the leadership of the ball club. Every team has a star. I can recall Frank Robinson giving me a glove out the back of his car, and that kind of made my mind up to be a major league player. And these guys are a well-rounded ball club. They got speed in the front of the lineup. They got power in the middle. They're sound defensively. In that regard, I think they're just well-rounded all the way around. Well, he's very disciplined. I've seen him take some pitches with 2 strikes that are very, very close. But what impressed me the most about him is his opposite field power. I don't believe in staying behind the ball. I believe in getting the head out as an instructor. But he stays behind the ball, and he's strong enough to muscle that ball out the opposite way. I don't think it has changed the game that much. You just got more media coverage, instant media coverage. You know, I would have loved to play in today's market. You know, I didn't mind strutting my stuff, and that would have gave me an opportunity to do it on a worldwide stage. So I would have loved to play today. You know, you got excellent right fielders. Center fielder has shown that he's a bona fide big league center fielder. And my favorite player, like I say, Johnny Gomes is my favorite player because of the way he approached the game, the aggressiveness that he used in the game. And you know, he takes things very close to heart when he's not having success. You know, you can tell he wears his heart on his sleeve, and I like that about a player.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand. Welcome to the stage, the 2010 National League Central Division champions. Here they come, the Cincinnati Reds. Big, big hand. Let's hear it. Give it up. Give it up. Please welcome Bob Castellini.
We know this team truly belongs to you. It truly belongs to Reds fans. We understand what the Reds means to you, to our city, to our region. We know what a winning team can do for a city's pride. Just look at everyone here. This is your team. This is your championship Reds.
As Yogi Berra said, you can learn a lot by just watching. I've been with these guys for quite a long period of time now, and one of the things that I learned is that they can become world champions because they have the 3 ingredients that it takes to be world champions. First and foremost, they play hard every single day. Secondly, they're very aggressive. And third, they believe in each other. And those are the three ingredients it takes to be a world champion, along with a great manager and my friend Dusty Baker.
Over the course of a year, you want to finish big, especially when you're a part of a team that's going into the postseason. You pretty much did that.
Yeah, well, I went through my ups and downs, but, I came alive when I needed to and helped my team get here. And, I appreciate them and I appreciate the city, and I'm just honored to represent the city of Cincinnati.
Johnny, this ball club, and you've been on a number of different teams, what makes this club special? Not so much what they're able to do on the field, but off the field.
I mean, what makes it special is just the guys who played before us, like Joe Morgan and Bench and Pete Rose and all those guys. I mean, they really created the path that we're on right now. And we're chasing a dream that they accomplished. So we got our eye on the prize. We got a great group of guys in here, and we couldn't have done it without the city and the guys who played before us.
Is it fair to ask you to compare teams that you've been a part of with this one and the rest of them going into postseason play?
I think every ball club is a little different. You got different personalities. You got different guys that fit in the puzzle different ways to make things go. And every team, no matter what, you got to have some special things there. You got to have some special guys and some chemistry to make it work. And this team has found a way to make it work.
Can you draw any comparisons between this team and the Red Sox clubs that you played on that went to the postseason?
I mean, as Jimmy Edmonds said, we're worried about the Red Sox right now. But I think the only comparisons I can draw, honestly, is that at the end of the day, as you can tell by Johnny Gomes over there with the mohawk and the glasses, we all want to stand in this square, have some champagne, and drink some more cigars at the end of this series.
Bronson Arroyo. This is a new experience for a lot of guys on this ball club, and it's kind of special, isn't it?
Well, of course, man. I mean, we all happy to be here, man. Thanks for the fans, first of all, and we were looking forward to this, man. All the young players over here, Scott Rowland, OC, Bronson, Miguel Cairo, all those guys just teaching us how to go out here and just play the game and, try to go out there and win as much as we can.
Please welcome Johnny Dusty Baker.
Hey, but one second. Now this dude ain't gonna get off without saying something.
Thank you, Dusty. I really appreciate this. Thank you. There's a ball. There you go. I think, the other day we played a pretty big game and the clinching game, and Scott had mentioned to me that this is as big as, this is the type of atmosphere we're going to expect in the playoffs. And, after Philadelphia, I'm really looking forward to coming back and playing in Cincinnati and seeing a packed house. And coming back and finishing the series and beating the Phillies at home. So
I just want to say thanks to everybody. It's been so much fun, but this is like, just the beginning. And check this out. I have to have one of the most eclectic, handsome teams that there is in baseball. Hey, I love this team. You can see why, because we're a band of everybody, and we're much like America. I mean, we combine everybody and everything and let people be themselves, and that's why we win. I just want to say thank you very much, and we'll see you when we get home.
The 70 team probably had a lot more power with the home runs and everything, but I think the defensive team this year is a lot better. Best infield I've seen since that group they had up in Cleveland a couple years ago, but I like this infield. Brandon Phillips, he's as good as I've ever seen. Cabrera's come over here. I think he solidified the infield. Of course, everybody knows about Roland. And Joey Votto, he's a very underrated as a first baseman. I think he's an outstanding first baseman. I think you got a chance to have maybe 3, maybe 4 Golden Gloves in that infield, and you can't hardly match that up year in and year out. And then back in the 70 team, of course, everybody hit home runs. All I did was catch ground balls and shake hands, so it was an easy job for me that year. He's the kind of guy, you guys got to put him out there. I think he'll just find it all of a sudden here, you know, and get his confidence back, because this guy's, he's got MVP written all over him if he puts up the stats he did last year. And hey, Brandon's just a great player, and it's just, everybody knows it's the injuries, and you can't take a Golden Glove second baseman out there doing the playoffs in the World Series. He's going to do something to help you win the ball game, and he's really, I think he's swinging the bat a lot better. I think he'll be really effective in the playoffs and the World Series. I think the nervous part is the national anthem, and after you swing at the first pitch and you catch a ground ball or pop up or whatever, I think it just goes back to the same thing. And it's your job, it's what you do for a living, and it's what you work at, and things are just going to fall into place then. Nerves are just like you've never done it before. They have. I like their pitching. I just think it's a matter of getting a little momentum going into the playoffs and the World Series and carrying it on. And I think after they get out there and find out they belong there because they're a good team, they wouldn't be where they are if they didn't play that good. And I just like their chances a lot. Votto's the most valuable player, but I think the guy that's really solidified everything is the shortstop, Cabrera. He's a veteran player, and your third baseman. They've come in here and just made this team a complete team, and I think that's why they went as far as they went, and they solidified the 24-man unit, and I think gives them an outstanding chance to win the World Series. I think the guys like him, respect him, and that's the biggest part. If you can get 95% out of every player, you got a chance to win every game.
Hey, but one second. Now this dude ain't gonna get off without saying something.
Thank you, Dusty. I really appreciate this. Thank you. There's a ball. There you go. I think, the other day we played a pretty big game and the clinching game, and Scott had mentioned to me that this is as big as, this is the type of atmosphere we're going to expect in the playoffs. And, after Philadelphia, I'm really looking forward to coming back and playing in Cincinnati and seeing a packed house. And coming back and finishing the series and beating the Phillies at home. So.
Do their thing tonight and whip the Phillies. Love the Reds, man.
Ice cold beer.
Bud Light, Miller Light. our sundown perambulations of late, we have observed several parties of youngsters playing base, a certain game of ball. The game of ball is glorious. Walt Whitman.
Well, my expectations are high. I don't think there's been a club in baseball that's more addressed and better addressed their needs than what Walt Jocketty and his people have done. And that coupled with, the Cardinals losing Pujols and Milwaukee losing Fielder, I think this club will be in the hunt all year long. With all due respect to Joey Votto, Brandon's the face of the club because of the way he reacts to people. Joey Votto is the best player on the team. Brandon Phillips is the face of the ball club. I've said it 1,000 times, because he is so fan-friendly and genuinely so, and really casts this club in a very favorable light everywhere he goes because of his personality and because of his relationship with the fan, I think that makes it even more important that they keep him around and keep him in a red uniform. This club's got a window of opportunity of 2 years. That's 2012 and 2013, simply because they don't know what's going to happen with Votto after next year. They can only hope that by the time his contract expires, and if he doesn't opt to remain in Cincinnati, that they either have somebody ready to move in that position, or they have the financial wherewithal to spend money that they would have spent on him for somebody else. The biggest question mark for me is if they open the season with Heisey in left and Stubbs in center and Bruce in right, you've got three guys that struck out almost 500 times. They've got to find a way to cut that down. Talk is cheap. They've said we can get this done. Well, let me see you get it done, because I don't think they can afford to go through another year where Drew Stubbs strikes out 205 times and the other guys strike out at the rate in which they struck out, and be as good as they think they can be. Scott Rowland and his ability to stay healthy and stay on the field, even if it's only for 115 games. They need him badly in the middle of that batting order to split up Joey Votto hitting third and Jay Bruce batting fifth, and rather than having Votto third and Bruce fourth. That doesn't work. But Aroldis Chapman's got options. They can send him out. That's not a make or break situation. Would they be better off having him in the rotation? Sure, because he's left-handed. And if he doesn't make it, they're not going to have a left-hander in their rotation, which I think is not the most desirable thing in the world. But at the same time, if your right-handers are good enough and can get left-hand hitters out, then that's not such a big problem.
Thank you for the time, Joey.
If this club can live up to what that expectation is, then it's going to be a very, very interesting season.
Bob Castellini is going to continue to be pumped all the time about his Cincinnati Reds. Well, look what Walt's done this winter. I mean, that's psyching people up to anticipate a winner. But what Dusty and the players do is what they do once the season starts. We weren't complacent last year, but the fact that we didn't do anything, I think got us to the point where we work hard and work smart, and hopefully that's been the case. You wake up every day saying, hey, we've got some things that we've got to get squared away. But look, I think most everybody that is part of the Reds organization is positive, very positive. And you can't look through rose-colored glasses, but you have to have the feeling that the challenges that you have are going to be met, and you're going to take care of them. The biggest challenge facing baseball is parity and ownership. Pie gets bigger, even though your top line continues to increase. if you can't get it down to the bottom line, you can't compete with the fellas who can. You don't survive if you don't provide a meaningful experience, whether it's price, service, value, whatever it is, for your customer. You're not in business. You're out of business. We're out of business if we don't get people in that ballpark. They're not going to come back if, number one, we don't win, and number two, they haven't had a good fan experience, especially a good family experience, because most of the time people come 2s, 3s, and 4s, and a lot of family involved, and when you leave that ballpark and you look down at your kids and they're smiling, you know they want to come back. So you want to bring them back. It was when Jay hit that home run in right field, the clinch. That was a big 6 years in the making for our ownership group. And I feel the same way as the entire group of our owners, that was the defining moment so far.